All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackdown Live Review for WWE August 9th, 2016 episode. Ladies and gentlemen, my attitude about this episode was no different than what Raw was. It absolutely glowed. There was nothing special about this event. There was a match that happened that I saw, the main event, which is a tag team match with Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan. The match was decent. It was okay. Nothing spectacular happened, but it wasn't a bad match to watch as a main event. Randy Orton had a match with Del Rio, and Del Rio ended up getting disqualified by using a steel chair on Randy Orton's arm that he was trying to damage throughout the entire match. Randy Orton pulled off a out-of-nowhere RKO on Del Rio, making it look like the RKO finisher is very devastating and could end up defeating Brock Lesnar. One small problem I have with this show, or with pretty much everything about Randy Orton's storyline with Brock Lesnar, is the constant one RKO will send you to Viperville, while Suplex City is constantly, you have to be placed through tons of suplexes to go to Suplex City kind of scenario. I think it's utterly ridiculous. I think it's repetitive and redundant for them to continuously keep saying that same exact catchphrase over and over and over again. They did the same thing with Brock Lesnar every freaking week while he was there. If he was a weekly worker at WWE's television programs, it would get boring and dull and stale. Brock Lesnar's case, he doesn't go ahead and, show up there every single week. So with them saying that, it's not so bad. But with it being Randy Orton saying it week after week after week, it does get a little annoying, which it has been over the last couple of days, or a couple of weeks. It was cool at first, but now it's just getting extremely fucking stale. We had Bray Wyatt starting off the show saying he's a god. Thought that was idiotic and stupid. If he was such a god, why hasn't he been undefeated and have beaten everyone there is to beat in the WWE to begin with? NBA freak one, and has had countless encounters with Dean Ambrose, and has never been able to put Dean Ambrose away fully to the point where he can't return again or even make it to WWE Championship status, which is he already achieved and has been successful as the WWE Champion. By far the best WWE Champion probably of this year so far. We also, we had American Alpha versus Enhancement Talent, which was a bunch of nobody names going up against American Alpha. American Alpha, of course, pulled off the victory on this one. We got an Apollo Crews video package shown to hype up Crews versus Miz at SummerSlam for the IC Championship. Not a bad deal. I hope Apollo Crews pulls off the victory and wins the Intercontinental Championship, finally being given to a talented wrestler such as Apollo Crews. Then hopefully, as being WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, builds off of that, turning himself into something even better than what he already is. Eva Marie came out. She had a wardrobe malfunction. Who the fuck cares? That was pointless. So we had Becky versus Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss pulls out the victory because Becky was distracted by Eva Marie and was said that she was ready to fight, but happened to be too late because Alexa Bliss beat her to the punch and says she will debut next week. Eva Marie, would you please just shut the fuck up and go do something else for a living, because you will not make it as a WWE women's wrestler. You suck. Period. You're probably by far the worst women wrestler of all time. So that's all that needs to be said. Earlier during the show, Randy Orton was interviewed backstage, and it was confronted by Del Rio later on. Was given a match. This ended up being a DQ, as I already said. RKO out of nowhere on Del Rio after the DQ occurred, so nothing special happened there. We had Heath Slater have a backstage segment with Rhino, asking Rhino to please lay down for him, basically bribing him to go ahead and not beat him for this one-on-one match, to give him the opportunity to have a job with Smackdown. Said he had 2 kids, then afterwards he told me he had 4, and a pool, and so forth. Now, I don't know about you, but the dialogue and the point behind this was idiotic. I think this was stupid as fuck. You're basically asking a man to lay down for you so you can have a job. Not to mention that's weak on Heath Slater. Lastly, it's just the most fucking dumb thing I ever heard in my life. So I don't know what the fuck that was about, and I really don't care. At the end of the day, Rhino and Heath Slater had a match. Slater lost by the gore. Decent match, not too bad, and Heath Slater loses. Goes backstage, yells at Shane and Brian about this, and says that he doesn't deserve him and so forth, and Slater just storms out of there, and they were going to offer him a contract anyway. Why would they offer, one thing I don't understand, why would they offer him a contract for SmackDown when he lost his match to Rhino? Come on, what the fuck? What, because he said he had 2, 4, 7 kids? I don't understand what the fuck the logic is behind this, but to be quite honest with you, I really don't give a fuck. You also had fucking Scooby-Doo dressed up in a costume by a Scooby-Doo car, or van, I should say. And he's going ahead, and he's stealing the Miz's car. He supposedly locks the Miz inside the van to go steal it. Funny thing is, Miz is locked inside the van. All he has to do is unlock the door and get out of the car. Who the fuck writes this shit? How can you go for 2, 3 weeks in having decent shows and then having this? Back-to-back horrible shows for this week. I can't believe how fucking idiotic this crap really is. Is it like they all took Valium or LSD before they decided to write these 2 shows for this week and say, okay, we're going to have a shit show. Let's just throw some monkey shit against the wall and hope it fits or sticks or whatever. Come on, man. These guys can do way better than this, and they've proven that 2 weeks in a row that they could put on decent shows at least. They don't have to be fantastic. They don't have to be the most greatest. They just have to be decent. Give us some decent programming with some decent shit that'll help build towards a pay-per-view that makes the pay-per-view worth watching. And that's all they gotta do. They make this shit like it's real hard, and they are just doing it because they're lazy. That's all it needs to be said. And that's all that there really is. This is all a bunch of bullshit. It's just excuses. Natalya versus Carmella. This match was a waste of time. Carmella, though, actually won by an amazing submission hold on Natalya. Basically put her in a rear naked choke with her legs, which I found extremely awesome and very unique and different. So I really liked that. I thought that was pretty cool. There was also a video package hyping up John Cena versus AJ Styles match for SummerSlam. Pretty much the same type of style and story, not the same type of story, but pretty much the same type of style that they did with Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton's video package for the for SummerSlam. Different, just a pretty basic standard video package. Nothing like a UFC type style hype build up like they do for Brock Lesnar's matches, but overall it was pretty good storytelling and hyping up their match between Cena and AJ Styles. Unfortunately, there was no appearances by either one of these combatants on the show, which kind of sucked. I think it would help them out a lot more to have these guys on the show. I don't know what the fuck WWE was thinking in this case, but they could have, you know, maybe taken out the fucking Becky versus Alexa portion of the show and the Eva Marie wardrobe malfunction during this point. I don't know. You know, something worth watching instead of that crap. Backstage, Baron Corbin actually beat up Kalisto for costing him a shot at the IC title, which I guess they're just going to throw in some random fucking match for SummerSlam on the pre-show between Baron Corbin and Kalisto. Or they might just put them on Smackdown next week as a one-on-one match. More than likely, probably Smackdown match is what it's going to be, not a SummerSlam pre-show. Or maybe they'll just do two matches back-to-back, and who the fuck cares? It's not really going to matter. And last but not least, as I already said, Ambrose and Ziggler tag teamed against Wyatt and Rowan. And Ziggler got the victory with a super kick to Eric Rowan to pick up the victory. At the end of the day, Ambrose got in the ring, did dirty deeds on Ziggler after the match was over, and that was the end of the program. So, with all that being said, I'm not going to go on a long rant. Unfortunately, I was not able to get Matthew's opinions on the show and get him on here to express a little bit more his own point of view of it because of technical difficulties. So I do apologize to everyone as well as Matthew. We're going to try to get that resolved at some point because that was kind of annoying and a little unusual. It was mostly just us having problems with me hearing him, and he could hear me, though. So I don't know what the deal was on that. If anyone has any idea what that could have been caused by, please let me know. I tried testing my volume on my own computer by listening to a YouTube video, and it actually worked before we went on air. So it had nothing to do with me volume-wise. So I don't know why he would be able to hear me, but I couldn't hear him. So if you guys have any answer to that or an opinion on that, what you guys think it might be, I'd be very thankful to you for giving us that information. And if you would like, leave your comments and opinions down below about the Smackdown episode. I'd definitely like to hear from all of you. Whoever would like to say something about it. Quite frankly, this week was the worst week during the brand extension or the so-called new era, whatever you may want to call it. So again, as I said, leave the comments and opinions down below. Hit the subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed this review. Wasn't as long as it usually has been the last couple of weeks since me and Matt have started this, but it's as best as I possibly can do, and yet I am so done with bitching and complaining and ranting about this. I did enough of that with the Raw review. This is pretty much a continued on, run-on thing that WWE does not know what the fuck they were doing this week. They must have been on LSD or something. But whatever the case may be, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you next time.